Hello, buddy.
There you are. It's hooray for Arizona, huh?
I just went to the flag store. Yes, hooray for
okay.
Arizona.
Good. I meant to go there today. I didn't get a chance to, so good.
Maps and flags.
Oh, they combined the map in the flag store.
Yes.
Perfect.
Also, travel, I believe the word is brochure.
Brochure.
Yes.
Yes.
Those.
I only know the word because somebody had to tell me the pronunciation for it. I always thought it was broocher.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a pendant you wear.
Someone who brooches.
Yeah, like grandma. Yeah. So yes, I went to the map and flag store. There's nothing quite as much fun.
Yeah, waving a flag.
Is
and
fun.
it's the state flags. It's like no one can.
And I figured
if somebody says it's annoying, like they're not being state patriotic. What is it if you're patriotic for a state?
Statelyistic.
Statelyistic.
Having a state of it.
Yeah. You hate Arizona.
Either way.
Nice.
Plant that flag. I love it.
Cool.
Good to see you. Happy Casual Friday.
Yeah. Nice to see you too. What's with this?
I broke my toe.
Oh. Kicking rocks again?
Kicking rocks down the street.
Yeah, you got to stop with that when you're having a bad day, kicking those rocks.
People keep telling me to kick rocks and I leave. So, yeah, no, I broke my toe. I was moving all this furniture around in my hacienda, all right? And what I'm going to try and do there is give us a place to do creative endeavors aside from studio stuff. Because remember...
Oh, so like we can have like a talk show where we sit here. Maybe we can pretend like we're at the pool.
Something.
Maybe.
I know. We'll see.
All right, okay.
I'm not installing the green screen because green screen is a Creative Tucson. We got a green screen, right? So, but remember I did the talk show and I had like built this set and it's the entire city.
I didn't know you then, but you told me about it.
Well, I told you about it and it's really good.
Yeah.
So I had a talk show and I built a set, the entire city. The city of Tucson.
Tucson.
Yeah, Tucson, that one. So I figure, you know, that's been sitting in a corner, and I got all these boxes, because remember I closed the store.
You still have the set?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just been sitting there collecting dust.
All right, yeah, put it to use.
Which makes it more authentic, because it's Arizona.
Right.
So now it's all covered in dust and ready to be unveiled. So now what I'm going to do is I threw my couch in the trash. No more couches.
That's where it belongs. This is where they all belong, honestly.
You know, you've heard me say it for years, Netflix and chill. No time for Netflix. Maybe the chilling, but that's not fine.
Sure.
But you do that anyway.
You have beds for that.
That's right. That's right. So the couch, I said it and I didn't even mean to say it, I'm taking a stand against couches.
All right, I'm with that.
Indeed.
You're taking that, I like the wording of that too.
That's right.
Nice wordplay.
Right off the tongue.
Stand against couches.
Take a stand against couches.
Yeah.
Throw out your couch.
Too much sitting these days.
Indeed. You got to be creative and use that space. Creative space.
Yeah.
That's what I'm focused in on.
We could even stand at the pool, maybe in future episodes.
It's casual.
Yeah, that's
Friday.
true. That's
Why don't
not
we
very
just keep it casual?
That's a little uptight Friday.
Yeah.
Uptight Monday. That'll be our Monday show.
You and them standing desks. I don't need to be standing all day making work. I got to be sitting here relaxing, maxing all cool, chilling out, not playing b-ball, but sitting by the pool.
Yeah, nice.
That's right.
Yep.
So
when
I'm
a
doing
couple
that.
of guys, they weren't up to no good.
We're very good guys.
Yeah, we are.
But what happens is, I decide to move all this stuff, and I'm a bit of a lummox, and also not quite strong in the upper body. So
that's why you got those little weights on there.
They help with the Popeye arms. I'm trying to get these Popeye arms.
Yeah, you don't get the...
Lots of spinach. It only leads to gains. So anywho, I'm sitting there, and I'm moving things, and I smashed my toe. It's as big and purple as Grimace now. It's disgusting. Do you want to see it?
No.
Okay. No. So that's why I'm going to wear...
Keep the shoe on in the pool.
Keep this casual.
Can you even go in the pool? You're not supposed to go in the pool with a broken...
It's good for either, I got to do those aerobics, then pool aerobics, good for broken bones.
You can get it wet?
Yeah, probably. Again, they were out of regular
That's not
casts.
what you're supposed to say with medical stuff.
What am I, a doctor?
Probably.
They were out of cast, so I went for the gold boot.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's right. It's very heavy.
You got good health insurance, huh?
Mercy Care plan. I didn't pay a dime. So I figured, go for the gold.
That's why we're trillions in debt for health care.
This one shoe.
Goalie. Right.
Trillions.
It had to be dug out from Malaysian
Let me tell you,
by
fashion can be no victim to the national debt. Okay? I got to look good while I'm sitting here being all broken and limpy. I can't dance. What am I supposed to do?
1 foot dance, be one of those guys.
I'll put some sort of higgity jig. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, do the leggedy jig.
Ridiculous.
One-legged higgity jig.
Ridiculous. But anywho, so
okay, so there we are.
It's that, so that's good. Also, you know what's on my mind?
What's that?
Your legs are so hairy, you remind me of Bigfoot.
Are they?
Not really.
They're like normal hair.
Your beard is so mangy.
There you go.
It reminds me of Bigfoot.
Ah, okay.
That's right. Your shirt is so... all right, listen, so I'm practicing.
I was like, where are you going with this?
I'm roasting you. Does it feel good to be roasted?
I feel like you were roasting maybe Bigfoot more. in that case. But I guess I know what you're going for.
Listen, you leave my feud between Bigfoot and me.
Okay.
All right?
Well, why are you coming at me like this?
Because
I'm fine.
roasting is a good, new, fun family tradition that all the kids are doing, where they get together, and you've seen it even on that internets. They'll even go roast me as a status update, and have all their friends, enemies, and acquaintances and ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah, I was
just sit and just tell them all this horrible stuff.
Right. Is there a reason why you're got into it now?
Because guess what?
You're cooking a roast.
No!
I'll be there at 6.
Oh, I gotta cook a roast. No, but that does sound good. So, I've been invited to this very special event. Here, take one of these. I'm flying all around town, limping around.
The Epic Roast Battle.
Epic Roast Battle.
Okay.
That's right.
Why is it called Epic?
Because it's the Epic Cafe.
Oh,
right
down the
4th.
street. That's my regular spot where I do my writing usually. So I'm planning on going there anyway. Because they stopped their summer hours because they were closing at 7. This week they were open till 9.
Time for the main event. Now I'm one of the star attractions, one of the judges for this amazing style of, I believe, it's like, the NBA when they do, what are the brackets.
Brackets. It's not NBA, it's NCAA. It's
that one,
college, yes.
College.
Yeah.
The Final Four.
Final Four.
Something.
The Final Quattro.
So on 4th, we're doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not for the NCAACP or whatever organization you're speaking about. It's about the Epic Cafe and the Roast Battle presented by the Epic Cafe, and it's hosted by Rich Gary.
Rich Gary. I saw Rich Gary perform last night. He was in a competition at Laughs.
Amazing. How'd he do?
He did good. He didn't win. It was a final, open mic battle.
Yeah.
And they're down to the final 8, and he was at the first round, the final 4. But he didn't make it, though.
All right. Well, he made it to the final 4, though. I hear that's a very popular turn of phrase.
Sure. There you go. He made it. If you could put this in brackets, he would have made it into that final.
There in that box.
Yeah. So he did good.
And he doesn't have to worry about being a loser tonight. No.
That's what we were saying.
He's the host.
Yeah. You get to roast everybody, and
exactly.
Well, he gets to be roasted back too.
Oh, sure, a little bit, but not quite as adversarial and one-on-one.
Yep.
So I believe they have 16 comics.
Right. I see some names here: Joel Martin, Kathy Hedrick. She's funny.
Yes. Yep. Some of these people, they did the thing at Creative Tucson. What's that called? The comedy special.
Airing It Out.
Airing It Out.
Sure. Stina Salito was on there.
Is Stina going to be there?
She's on there.
I'm such a big fan of Stina Salito.
She's the rib. No, that wouldn't be the ribs. That's what's the back part? Is that the brisket? The brisket's the belly, right?
I think that's the belly.
It's like bacon.
It is a pork-themed event. That's true. The old ham hock right there.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm not sure what Paul Fox is, unless that's a back leg. If it's not, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing tonight. It's going to be a great, great fun time.
That sounds fun.
You should come to it.
Oh, I'll certainly come, yeah.
Come and watch?
Yeah, definitely.
See, I'm not one of the comedians.
See, are you sure you're a judge because your name isn't on
I'm a replacement judge.
Okay,
because they had to call in the heavy hitters.
Right.
Also, someone else was busy.
They showed the bat signal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It was a pig.
They shine that Frank symbol right in the air, and I come running.
Foot. Careful.
It's all right. It was worth it. Sometimes a little pain pain's the price you pay for art. So I'm really excited.
Okay, I'll be there for sure. No doubt about it. I've done 2 roasts before.
You've done it.
2. Yeah.
I participated in a couple of roasts as well. I got a little roasted once. But go on, talk to me about yours because I don't know if I've got the skin for it.
You're a judge. You're good.
I'm good. I'm going to I'll take a few.
But actually, so do you think it'd be hard to be on the receiving end of the jokes?
Yes, I'm quite sensitive.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So I had 2, like I said. The first one was more of like a family thing, which I didn't realize was a family thing.
Okay.
So I had a friend. His wife was organizing the roast. It was kind of a secret thing, and we put it together. Like, yeah, I know this guy all my life. Like, we're good. He's not sensitive at all. I know, like, the gloves are off.
Okay.
So I went off, pages and pages of jokes. We get there, and it's in this big hall. His grandmother's there. His kids are running around. I was like, I was not expecting this kind of atmosphere at all. So,
black lines.
Yeah, there were some that were rough, but. The good thing about it, as I was doing the performance, which went really well, when I'd come to one of those jokes, I'd be like, I'm not doing that joke. And I'd always get a laugh.
Good joke.
Yeah, right, exactly. And I was really, because I'd come to something like, why did I even write that? That's terrible,
So, that got dark.
Yeah, it did. So that was good. His mom came up at the end and said, I didn't understand half of what you said, but you were funny. So I was like, all right, well, you probably didn't understand the ones that I didn't want you to understand.
There you go.
Perfect.
There you go.
And then the second one was more like a bar, just friends.
Okay.
Just filthy whatever. You know, there was really the gloves came
It's a
off for
horror
that
show?
one, which was awesome. That was probably the best 10 minutes that I've ever done.
Really?
Like I felt like it was star of the show. It did really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all on video too, but you know, it's a friend of mine, so I don't even know if you'd understand half the stuff.
Sure.
You know, maybe.
Gotta be those in jokes. It's
There were some good jokes though.
Yeah. It's almost like a bachelor, not bachelor party, the best man. Here's the best man does a little roasting at the wedding.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
little bit of that.
lighthearted roasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, you know, that times like 9.
Except not lighthearted and
Right.
vicious.
But we did great. I remember it was the Celtics were playing in the finals that night, so that was a worry because everyone obviously wanted to watch the Celtics at the time.
Oh, okay.
We're in Boston, obviously.
Oh, Boston
I'm
Celtics.
Boston. I'm the Celtic, the C's kid. So they ended up losing, which because we took a break. We did like half of it, and then the
Okay.
game was going. We're like, we can't battle the game because people are going to watch it, and it's going to be
Sure.
stupid. So we took a risk. We're like, we're going to put on the game. Once the game's over, back to the roast. They ended up losing. So you're like,
now everyone's really
but
ready.
it was so good that it didn't matter because people came right back to it and they had the time of their lives. So
Heck
it was
yeah.
great. Success.
That's awesome.
What was I going to say? But the receiving end is interesting what you're saying. So I was thinking about that today because I wasn't a target of it too much.
Right.
Just because it was like different groups of friends and I just didn't come up a whole lot except for the end, which, you know, was a really close friend. And I knew it, like, I'm definitely going to be part of his. I would be disappointed if he didn't
Yeah.
do that. So it's interesting because you always, you know, you think about how people view you
Okay.
and the things wrong with you, but
Yeah.
you never really like, you can never really know for sure.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, oh, that's a thing I do. Like I didn't even realize that, you know? So that's always interesting to find out. You know, there's some obvious ones like being late, that was like a big one. This
Okay.
was so ridiculous. So I had to write introductions for everybody because the guy who was emceeing it, he didn't really know a lot of the people. So
Sure.
I made all the intros for our friends. So I made a super lame one for myself because it was late and I was doing everyone else's, and then when it came time to mine, I was just like, nah, here you go. So the joke was I was late or something, like 2 hours late. So kind of his intro to me, he was sort of making fun of the intro I wrote because it was just so lame.
Yeah.
And then he came to the part about being late and he's like, this guy makes a joke about being 2 hours late. I actually was 2 hours late to the event. Like ended up not planning on it. Like I remember I was just hanging out at somebody's house and we started cracking beers open and just got there 2 hours late. Like, what an idiot. I was one of the main
The orgy
organizers.
breaks out.
Yeah, exactly. You got to stick
there.
around. And I was one of the organizers of the event. That's like the worst part of it.
Oh my God.
Didn't call anybody or anything. Just showed up. Oh, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's all right.
They figured it out. There was like a podium and a sign. You can handle that.
all you
Come
need.
on. Yeah. I brought the jokes.
And sharp wit.
Exactly.
That's all,
I
like,
brought
brought
that.
this guy.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
Exactly. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. So that was funny. Yeah, but it was a good experience.
All right, so I got a couple roast stories, but I also have one that you just reminded me of that's not a roast. It was just a friend of a friend, who they're always a little more honest with you. When it's like, oh, this is like, it's a friend of a friend. It's a friend you see a lot, but you're not quite friends. We wouldn't see each other if it wasn't for
Okay.
this one
So
guy.
one of those, like it's a George and Elaine kind of thing.
Kind of a thing, yeah. Like, because they almost don't.
Remember the one moment
Yeah.
where they're together, they
Yeah.
have nothing to say to each other?
Yep. So kind of like that.
Yeah.
And my one friend just looks, and again, friend of a friend just goes, you know, I can always tell when you're around, blah, blah, just make some comment. I'm like, oh, what do you mean? He just goes, ha! And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I'm like Edna Krabappel.
Krabappel, yeah, that's the ha!
He just does that, and he does that when he sees me, because like you'll hear it across the bar. Just stop, Frank's here. Ha! It's so ridiculous.
Well, you'll
So-
never be able to sneak up on anybody. So
Well,
that's-
I do it right. I can maintain. But one of the funnest things is, so I did roast someone. I roasted my best horrible enemy friend, Carlin.
Okay,
So I did
that's a good
roast
one.
him.
That's-
but
seems like you
first
guys
we
have that.
had, yes, we have that.
We'll go
That's
with that.
exactly what we've got.
Yep.
Like our life is a roast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I always think about it. So first, and I had gotten roasted once, and it went all right. First, I believe we had toasted our friend Jake because he's too nice a guy, and everyone likes him, and he was moving away. So
Okay.
we had a toast.
Right.
And then after that, they flipped it around, and then it was the roast of me, and that was
Right,
that was a
okay.
grill, so it was a good
Yeah,
time.
So that means you're not a nice guy. That's what
Apparently,
you're trying to say.
I deserved it. So, but it was Jake had worked there a good long
Yeah,
time,
well,
and all
Jake's
that
like
stuff.
a subdued character. Like, what can you say?
Yeah,
he's
the
just
best.
So
He's
nice.
charmer. He's great.
Yeah.
Does the job. He's the best. So So then he gets carried out on people's shoulders, and then it's the surprise roast of me, which went all right. You know,
Okay.
I took some.
You took some lumps?
Yeah, I took a lump or two, but it was okay. Nothing too brash.
Did you outwardly laugh? I mean,
Yeah, of course.
You can't, yeah,
It's
right,
embarrassing.
Right.
No one after the bald spot. That's all that really counts.
Oh,
other
okay,
than
so
that,
physical stuff. Yeah.
Other than that, oh, just leave me alone. Other than that, I can take it all. Don't you dare talk about my belly.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. So that wasn't too bad. But time I got to roast my buddy Carl, and I kind of surprised roast him at Maker House. It was like an event I was hosting, and then I turned it into a roast to him. And it wasn't like a packed house, but I got him good.
Nice.
I just got him. We did record it, but I don't know if we got the whole thing and where that video wound up. But it was legendary.
So for that one, so I got a question for you. Because I know this one is going to be like one-on-one, so you're roasting that person. Your roast, did you just roast Carlin the whole time, or was it?
Yep.
Okay, because ours was like the Comedy Central ones, where like you could roast anybody in the room.
Sure.
Like I went after probably 12.
That's what you're kind of supposed to do.
Yeah.
So we did, that happened a little bit with mine. With the Carlin one, it was just like, it was me just doing this for him out in public.
Oh, so
like
it was just you, it wasn't a bunch of people
It was
coming
a bunch
out.
of
'Cause
strangers, all
if
that
you're having a bunch
stuff.
of people, I don't know how you could just focus on one person.
Yeah.
You know?
And then he eventually did get roasted at, I think, the restaurant or something like that. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I was there. But I got him, and it was pretty good. It's fun to do it because, so a lot of this, when you grow up in where we grew up, like Northeast, it's kind of more common that I think that
Yeah, totally.
you just have those sorts of fights, those sorts
That's
of
your
friendships.
relationship. Yeah,
Yep.
sure. It's sort of built on that, like who can roast each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I have that relationship with some friends, but some friends absolutely not. Like me and Jake, never do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like never pick on one another. Other friends of mine, not at all. And then like you see a friend from college or from high school that you haven't seen in a while. It's been 7 years, 10 years, and you're just so happy to see them. And then they're just like, "Hi, what's up, you loser?" This, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You gotta
nice, this, and
get
that.
back into that mode
Yeah.
again.
You get that stutter fix, like just any horrible thing. And I'm like, what happened? I'm like, oh, right, this is what we used to do.
Yeah.
I remember being kind of shell-shocked by seeing an old friend, and he talked to me like I am an idiot, and just all, I'm like, oh, wow, I forgot that was like our friendship was to really just pick on each other.
Yeah,
like,
for
it was
sure.
really funny.
Right.
I remember realizing what it is, and I'm watching George Carlin, and he talks about it. They're called chop fights. It's a chop fight
yeah,
where you
sure.
have this kind of competition to just outdo each other, like your mama jokes. You know?
Yeah, right.
I think that's the youthful version of that.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing
I think
that.
it,
Your
like,
mama so
you know,
that.
it toughens you up though, like because you
yeah.
you should know be aware of your faults, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess.
that's a healthy thing to be aware of things, because like it shouldn't be a shock to you when somebody's pointing out your shortcomings.
One of those words.
Shortcomings.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I hate about you, it's your vocabulary. So,
Just too long.
get him. Get him.
Short words only.
But that's been like a lot of it's some of the better friendships I have are the friendships where you can just kind of punch your friend in the arm and be like, you bastard. You know, and you can call each other names and all that. Some of my favorite things with Carlin is like we will go on. We would go on for 20 minutes about just like you are worse than just chewing on batteries. It's just like I would rather eat tinfoil than listen to you for another second. And then one time was I said, you should just get yourself one of those helmets that deep sea divers have and just spare us all from having to see your face. All right, and then that just
the little opening?
just the whole thing, and then that just turned into, like, he's like, I should just, and then he just starts, he's like, I should just smoke a big cigar, so it's just covered in smoke and you never see it, and then it's just like, we should just wrap you up like a mummy, and you'd only have those glasses like the Invisible Man. So it just turned into us figuring out like ways to, and then I'm like. And I just start laughing, realizing what we're doing for 20 minutes, and I'm like, so let me ask you, when you go to work tomorrow, what are you going to say to people when they say, what did you do yesterday? And you go, oh, me and my friends sat around and figured out ways to obscure my ugly face. Like, that's what we did for 20 minutes, just the funniest ways that we could just hide his face. And it just is that sort of thing where you can make fun of yourself. And he's really good at it, where he does, like, he's a robot, he knows it. He basically, if he has one mentor, it's Dr. Doom. Carries around a business card from Dr. Doom. He's a living nightmare, okay? And he knows it, so he does lean into the role of being a living nightmare.
But that's what that's your closest friends, that's what you love about them, though, is like the faults, right? And that's the things, like if there's nothing more, well, there's more annoying things, but something that annoys me, it's on the list somewhere, maybe around like 52.
52.
People who portray themselves as being like perfect and, you know, don't let themselves be vulnerable, because this kind of perfect
I'm sitting right here. I don't know what you're talking about.
It drives me crazy, right? I mean, just let your hair down a little bit. Is all
I
I'm
wish
saying.
I could. You mean bastard. You went right for it.
Yep.
But
So,
yeah, one of the
you know.
best things I ever said to him, that's how our friendship was made. Because Carlin is an idiot. All right, so when we met, we're working at Grill, the meanest restaurant in the world. Where if you remember, you weren't there for any of that, unfortunately. They had a list of rules on the back. All right, for us, this is our house. This isn't your house. We could 86 anyone we want. We could curse at anybody. We can do whatever we want.
Oh,
all right?
okay.
We used it more as a weapon. Like my generation of it used it as a weapon. Like I used it to retaliate. That I had the freedom to do this.
Yeah, you weren't just
You didn't just
walking
come off there
around
and
be
go,
a jerk. Yeah.
Sometimes
I
you
don't
would,
like your face.
because you can.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but sometimes you would. It was insane. He was a terrible waiter. Like he'd bring you a drink and it's like, here's your refill. Like, and not even meaning to, because all the fizz would go down and they're like, the bubbles are gone. Well, what do you want? Just
You
terrible.
suck the
at it.
bubbles out.
Yeah.
Is that what you?
Just terrible at it. He's a terrible waiter. And he didn't really get along with many people because he's a monster.
Right,
All right.
right.
And at the
Dr.
time, because I don't know what to say, whatever. He had his Kumsi Kumsa, almost his college experiment, but also at the time thinks he's a Republican, like staunchly. And it's like, no, you're not. You're barely a person, let alone a robot, and you're kind of gay. So why would you be a Republican? This makes almost no sense.
Yeah.
All right. And all this stuff happens where he is just this smug, obnoxious business school, holier than thou, better than you, thinks he's so smart because he's a smart guy, but he knows it. All right. Someone had to take this bitch down a peg. All right. I muted the of that. I meant to.
Yeah, really, it's kind of the wrong word.
But anyway, I am the one that made friends with him because I turned him into a human being by taking him down a notch.
Right.
I would
he was
insult
up,
him.
He was up here, you had to pull him down
Yes.
to the pulpit. Yeah.
Just knock him off his stupid pedestal that he wasn't on. Everybody couldn't stand him.
Right.
So I would just constantly go at him.
Yeah.
Because then I realized, like, wait a minute. Because then he'd be like, oh, it's because he'd say stupid stuff that just got to me. All right? Like we'd wear the same color. We were both wearing a red shirt one day. It's like, oh, no. That was someone else. That was my girlfriend at the time. We both had the same pen.
Did you just confuse your?
Well, it's different, same joke, different instance. We had the same pen, right? And he goes, oh, we have the same pen. Pen twinsies. And I wanted to punch him in the face, because how could you not, right? Later, me and my girlfriend walk in, they're both wearing almost the same shirt. She's like, oh, we're shirt twinsies. They took a photo of shirt twinsies, and I just wanted to strangle them.
Is that super bad?
It's twinsies and just saying it like that? It's awful. Is that a thing?
It's super bad, I think.
Oh, I don't get the
Twinsies,
reference.
I think
Oh, is that what it
says
is?
it like that, yeah.
Oh, I hate it. So he does that about having similar pens. He's an inhuman monster.
All right.
All right. So then it just comes down to probably one of the best insults I ever said to him because he's so smug. And there's probably 13 of us there sitting at the counter, all kind of doing something. Looks like a Norman Rockwell painting, probably. All right, just doing our things. I'm reading a magazine. And he just says some smug, egotistical statement about something. Well, I believe that blah, 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 blah. Where everyone does just kind of.
Yeah, well, the
right.
markets are doing well this morning.
Just something like that, right? And I go, oh, Carlin, I'm like, you are so smug. You're so smug, your vagina probably smells like the dictionary. And I just go back to my, and everyone loses it, because what do you say to that? What do you say to that?
Yeah.
That's a layered insult.
No, it doesn't. It smells like
He's,
that.
wait, I don't have a vagina, but I'm a boy. Like, he's an idiot. He didn't know what to do and he was frozen. Everyone pointed and laughed, and it was great. And it made him far more of a human being. And
Right,
then-
because that's you need to be vulnerable in
That's
those
what it
cases,
was.
right? We're not perfect. And
Yep. So
whatever.
one day
Just
we're hanging
lean
out.
into it.
Yeah, we're hanging out. The friendship's starting to actually grow. We're hanging out because professional wrestling, the bridge, and I realize why no one likes him and gets along, right? Because he starts telling me about comics, starts telling me about wrestling. He's a little awkward. I'm like, oh, he's just a big dumb nerd. He's a smarty pants nerd.
Yeah, which that is like,
That's
there
all.
are certain types
Yeah.
of nerds that do that. They're like almost, I wouldn't say shut people out, but are kind of.
That's a lot of them. They're elite. They think they're so smart and smart.
Yeah.
But also,
it's also a defense mechanism at the same time.
Yeah. But he also love wrestling, love comics, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, he's my peoples.
Right.
He's
So
just a
you
nerd, loves
have a lot
comics, all
in
this stuff.
common, yeah.
So then we started to get along, and he comes over to my house, and I'd always like tease him. And again, we would tease a lot, but he wasn't as quick. But then one day, oh man, I'm looking through the cabinets. I'm like, I'm starving. I want something. What do I want? What's good? What do I want? What do I need? And he goes, Frank, I know what you want. I know what you need. And I go, what? And he goes, sit-ups.
Oh, there's something like that coming.
Well done, sir, you son of a... And from that point on, it was just Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Open it up.
Yep. Yeah. So we're like Bugs and Daffy. Like, that's just our relationship. Or like Jim and Dwight. There have been times I have just tricked him like he is Dwight, like a clown. Like I got him to run down the street to see how fast I was going to time him because I wanted a candy bar. So I tricked him into seeing how fast he could run to Hotel Congress and back. And while he was there, I was like, make sure you get me a Snickers bar. And then he's like, how fast did I go? I'm like, oh, I never hit the button. And he got back.
Can you do it again?
Yeah. I once pranked him about getting a sundae for a year because I was on a diet. I wouldn't eat ice cream. And I'm like, you know what would be good? We'd have a day or whatever. I'm like, you know what would be good today? You know what we should do? Let's go get sundaes. Right? And he's like, yeah? Yeah. And then I'd be like, nah, never mind. And I would do that. I did that for a year. I'd get in the car, start the car, put it in, never mind.
You never realized you were doing this over and over?
He'd fall for it. And then it would, every few months, I would just pull it. Like, no, it is the time to do it, because I just do it convincingly. This is the time. We had a great day. Let's go get those sundaes. And then, and sometimes I wasn't lying. I'd be like, no, we will do it today. I'm like, imagine I turn around right now. And I could never resist doing it. So then one day we did finally, it was the 4th of July, which is like his holiday, because he's America all day. So we go ahead, and I'm like, you know what'll be? He's like, I had the perfect day. Fireworks on top. He was sitting on top of Rialto, I think, watching the fireworks, something like that. He was doing this, hanging out with a friend. Also, he's like, I had the perfect day, America Day, right? And I'm like, you know what would make this day even better? He's like, ew, right? Because he knows what I'm like, no, seriously, we should do it. We should do it. We should totally do it. And I get them all pumped up, and I had called up Baskin Robbins to see if they were open on 4th of July. No one was there, so I'm like, oh, we probably can't do it. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call. Like, yeah, so this is Baskin Robbins. Did you just call us? I'm like,
they called you back?
They called me back. I'm like, yes, are you open? Yes. Oh, I'll be right down there. So then.
They called you back.
Yeah.
That's the most interesting part of that story.
I agree. So then, as a fun trick, we're going to
Was
the
it
thing.
Cookie Puss?
Huh?
Was it Cookie Puss?
That's Carvel. Don't get confused.
You're right. Okay.
That's that East Coast.
Oh,
I'm a Fudgy the Whale Man.
They don't even
I'm a Fudgy the Whale Man. Don't you even get me started. That Cookie Puss. So we go ahead, and I say, let's get in the car. He is livid. He's like, I don't believe this. And we're my friend Jessica and my roommate Jake. And
so then you had to really go at that point, because then it's more of a prank to really go.
Jake doesn't even like ice cream. Jessica was coming for the ride. So it didn't even matter, all right? So we start to go down, because I needed to take a specific route, because I had a real joke in mind this whole time, for a long time, all right? So now here we are in the car. He's livid. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, oh, we're almost there. Let's just make a stop. We got us to stop here. And I just pull right, and I pull into the vet. All right? Because he's a mangy dog. He's a monster, this guy. And he's like, what's this? This isn't ice cream. And he starts just going at the window like a dog. It's time for your shots. We got to get your shots, you mongrel. It was and he sold it. That was the best part. So then we get back in the car. We go. I'm like, am I going to make this left? He's still like, I'm still not convinced we're doing it. Still not convinced we're doing it. But then I do make the left. I decide, let's do it. It's 4th of July. Let's get ice cream. We go do it. I get my stupid ice cream. I'm waiting outside. He's getting his ice cream. And then I turn and I look. And it had a lid on it, but he drops it on the ground. After a year.
Purposely?
No.
He just dropped it?
He dropped it. He turned and he dropped it, but it had a lid. So I'm outside.
Okay.
And I go, and I do this. And I notice he looks to see him. So he comes outside and like goes, I'm like, so you excited? You enjoyed it? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, you're gonna pretend that I didn't see you just dropped that ice cream. I wish the lid was not. He's like, I cannot believe I dropped it after all this time. If that had fallen on the floor, I would have, I swear, I would have been done.
Just crying, his tears mixing with ice cream.
Everything. It's still eating it. It'd be great. It's all salty tears. I'd eat his tears. It'd be great, because he'd be just heartbroken and devastated. He then gives me a little aside to the story later. If he was going to jump in here and give an aside, he's like, by the way, I'll have you know that after having that sundae and going home, I had horrible diarrhea. I'm lactose intolerant. So it's like he got punished. The whole time was all, he got punished. Yep. Jeez. Our entire life is based on chop fights and ripping on each other and a little bit of pranks. Then he moves away a little bit, and then you see him and it's fun. And then, and then he's a monster. When you visited last time, one of the most horrendous things, he had a meltdown and almost had me pull over to let him out of the car. It was amazing to watch your best friend just have a meltdown. He had a meltdown twice in his life. He slapped me in the face. Did you ever have a friend just slap you in the face?
Nope.
It's interesting, because you're always wondering what you'd do if it happens. Do you know what you probably wind up doing? laughing because it's just like, psh, and I'm like, okay, what was that for? And he's like, I'm sorry. And he's just having a meltdown over something. This was about picking a couch up that he was convinced wouldn't fit through a door. So he's getting all frustrated.
Yeah.
And then puts it down, and I'm still holding the couch, and he slaps me in the face. And I'm like, all right, you want to pick it back up and try again? We go and we get it right through, and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, it's ridiculous. It's a tumultuous relationship, but that's the best part of it, when you have a friend that you can just kind of roast your whole life away with each other.
Yeah, sure.
It's super fun. So I feel super prepared for tonight.
So real quick, the last thing. So I coincidentally was looking into roasts a little bit today.
Tell
it was
me
just
more.
Amazing. And so I was like wondering where they started. It's weird that I was thinking about that on the day that you're doing this roast. I mean, the planets are aligning here.
That's right.
And so the Friars Club were the ones who started.
That's always what I think
Friars,
of.
Yeah.
I think of that and Dean Martin.
Yep. So there was Friars Club first, and then the Dean Martin kind of spun off of there. But what was interesting I came across is they were talking about how roasts, Comedy Central roast sort of ruined it a little bit, because what it became, they said it changed during the Rob Lowe roast. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. Because everyone that night, Ann Coulter had come, and the reason why she agreed to come is she was promoting a book at the time.
Right.
And everyone ended up going after Ann Coulter the whole night because she's terrible.
Yeah.
Right? In her face and this and that. And then they had Trump came later. They had him. So what it turned into is they're having these really unlikable people on, and it's just people. And what they were comparing it to was basically it's like being on like Twitter or YouTube comment section, you know, which kind of ruins it because that's not a roast. Again, there's supposed to be some love underneath it, not just making fun of some awful person, you know. They had, I remember on Howard Stern, they used to do roasts, and the one that ended up being terrible was they had, there was this guy, Daniel Carver, who used to come on, and he was like a super racist, this redneck guy, like stereotype. And they had him, and they put him in a cage, and they had a bunch of black comedians roasting him. Which you'd think would be amazing, but it was super uncomfortable because there was real hatred there, you know? I mean, it was really tense. So it didn't work because you have to have some sort of like love or respect for the person, you know? Interesting experiment, you know?
Let's just put this man in a cage. And have a bunch of black comedians just tell him how they really feel about it. Good God.
But it was interesting that you know that it doesn't work when you kind of do that way. But of course, you get ratings because people like seeing people just be mean, you know? It's not really about that.
I noticed that with Comedy Central. It's also, they'll have 2 or 3 comedians like, two comedians are like, who is this? And it's some nobody that has a contract with Comedy Central that ends up having a Comedy Central special. Like, and not that I want to say it's a nobody. If they've made it that far, there's someone there that on their way up.
Just do the roast too. Like Greg Giraldo is a guy who used to be on all those.
He was great.
He was like one of the best. But that was his thing. Like him, Jeff Ross. Like that's their
He's got that whole thing down, Jeff Ross. Like he's the guy that does it now.
Yeah, he's like the roast master.
He even showed up on a Batman the Animated Series where the Joker's going to roast Batman, and Jeff Ross shows up. Animated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like this guy did. This is great.
Yeah, well done.
Like, him and the Joker are teaming up. That's pretty good. But I noticed that. I noticed actually when it started to go downhill with some of those roasts, the way those went, is because they were a little more commercial. Because when Chevy Chase roasts, like part of it was like he's like, I don't know anyone here. Like, because Chevy Chase, some people don't like him, like even his friends and thing, like he, So no one would do it, and then the only people that did do it were, it's just like kind of commercial, and
so there's no relation. You can tell there's no relationship. Yeah, they were talking about like the Pamela Anderson one too. Even like some of the ones that were like there's no relationship, and it's laughing at either dumb people or people you don't like, and it's like at that point, it kind of ruins it.
That's the truth.
They mentioned, you ever seen Norm Macdonald's the Bob Saget one?
Oh, I think, probably.
When he does he reverses it and does like really corny.
Is that what he does?
It's amazing. It's like my favorite thing ever. It's like so bad. He's like, your face looks like a flower. A cauliflower? And then he stops, like, I said it because his face looks like a cauliflower, like over-explaining every joke, but in his way.
I went on like a Norm Macdonald like rabbit hole.
He's amazing,
He's one of the best of all time. Who's that dude? Dirty Work's like the best movie.
I love Dirty Work,
So funny. But like that's the thing. That's why also I do feel safe, because that was the thing about doing this whole roasty deal, was that a lot of these cats, they're all in the comedians kind of scene.
Tight-knit.
So they do know each other, and they are making kind of in-jokes.
Outside of there.
I'm just a hack, hosty MC guy.
Right. I know, Rich, but that's that's the extent.
I don't consider it's weird because I'm a comedian, but I'm not Like,
Yeah,
it's
in a
weird. I'm not a
sense.
stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
You know, but I am a comedian.
They do describe, you know, funny host type people as comedians.
Right.
So
it's weird.
yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, you know what? I feel like it's the same joke. Like when I was young, I'm like, I'm not an artist. I'm a cartoonist. Because there was that weird distinction of artist is this.
Right.
So it's almost like I don't want to say I'm a or I'm punk rock. I never want to say I'm punk rock because I'm not really.
I hate it. I remember I saw a comic once and he described himself as a punk rock comedian. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, right.
Like, you don't call yourself punk rock.
It is true. But and the thing is, I would never call myself punk rock, even though I looked the part, dressed the part, listened to some of the music, but I wasn't, I had green hair, but I wasn't as like music defined. And I'm like, I'm not punk rock, I'm not. I just kind of look this way, but I get called it a lot. Same thing, same idea. Am I a comedian? I'm not a stand-up comedian. So I don't know. But all these cats kind of know each other, so I do feel safe in that I don't think I could go up against them kind of one-on-one.
It would be tough. Like, I don't think I could either. Like, the ones I've done, I've been close to this. I know these people really well, and you do feel safe to kind of cross the line, and you're fine. But you're, Mr. Big Shot, you to come in here and start there.
You think you have funny suits and your orange hats.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be there like
gimmicks.
Yeah. I'm all box of gimmicks all day. So speaking of that, let me tell you. I think what time is it? It might be time to go.
All right.
Speaking of gimmicks,
it's at 7.
I got to get ready.
Look at that, Rich Gary. Even I got a little message from him on Facebook, so I'll have to see that. Hopefully, he's not canceling the event.
No, of course they wouldn't do
he's
that.
Probably just trying to last minute get everybody ready.
Here, wait, hold this.
Are you going to reveal this on?
Yes, this is very fair. Here, hold that right there.
They come down to the pool.
Hold on a second. Don't worry, they're not
It's going to be awfully hot in that black.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I really want to be the voice of reason right now.
It's worth
every
it.
respect.
Let me
be careful with those sleeves. You
I know
might trip.
it's been burning in the sun. It's very warm.
Decided to take the role of your mother.
I usually wear this, at night alone. Now here we go.
You just judge yourself.
That's right. I stand in the mirror with the zipper open, and I get on the scale. Good.
Okay, careful that water. Here, let me. Yeah.
There we go.
Jeez. That's what they teach you in judge school.
That's the judge school.
Unzip first.
Tucson School of Judgment.
Sandra Day O'Connor taught me that.
It's true. Look at that. Oh, all that. And then this is the big thing.
All right.
I've wanted to own this forever. Oh, it's so excellent.
They need to just, in general, bring the wig back.
Oh, yes.
Presidents should wear the wig.
And glasses down. Gavel, gavel, gavel.
You got a gavel?
Not yet. I'm getting one delivered Amazon Prime.
Okay.
This will work till then.
Yeah.
This will work. Gavel, gavel, gavel. That's right. Let's go judge some comedians. Let's go judge them.
Let's do it.
Come judge the comedians with me.
All right.
Oh, I'm so
Sounds
excited.
good. Here,
I'm so excited.
I'll bring your stuff.
Get my robes. Get all my robes.
You shouldn't get that wet anyway.
There we go. Don't get that wet. Right. There we go. Let the judgment begin. Judgment. Judgment for Tucson. Judgment. Epic judgment. I'm coming to get you.